Okay.
Hey,
My gosh. I apologize again. I'm not sure what's going on.
Hawaii.
I don't. It's your fault, viewer, not ours.
Everybody.
You better.
Welcome back, lovely, lovely folks. Yeah, I don't have like any storms. It's not raining right now, so I'm not sure what's happening. So I apologize. We're gonna get out a little bit of the last information here, and then we're gonna go ahead and just take our break. I didn't want to take the break and make everyone who's been like waiting be like, ooh, like a bated breath. So, we were discussing the axe. Okay, and you revealed that it was a ghast. So, anything else? You guys?
Would my religion check, now that I know that it's kind of a ghast, looking at these two bodies, is there any fear of either of them turning into a ghoul?
Oh, I'm mutilated.
With this heavy dismemberment, yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I'm like,
probably not. You are unfamiliar with whatever is going on with like the rune on his chest, but it wouldn't make sense that that would have anything to do with turning into a ghoul.
Does Gryffindor think this could have powered the well at all, even by accident, like a little bit, based on what we know of what was going to happen?
It's possible.
Okay.
Specifically as well, the rune carved on his chest, 7-pointed star. Are any of the points designated or?
No, it's a generic.
Okay. Amir would point out the general flow of the room, just in case. The door to the docks is open. A lady was hastily shoved onto a saw blade and not bothered with past that. And then a man was hung on the wall and done a ritual on. It seems like something broke in through the door, shoved her onto the saw blade, chased this guy down while he pulled an axe and attacked it. Then he killed him, did all of his mutilation shit after he hung him on the wall.
Also, Banny attempted self-defense.
Yeah, that's what it seems. He probably wasn't the first target. He killed this ghast came in, killed this chick really fast. Is what it seems.
Then he turned and tried to defend himself.
Yeah, he had time to grab an axe and defend himself / try to stop it from killing her.
She could have even come in.
Probably came in through the dock, just because the door was left open.
She could have come in partway through, even maybe, but
yeah.
Well, I mean, this actually works out great because I am now going to hunt prey ghast.
Yeah,
our investigation.
On our investigation, the ghast. Yeah.
Okay.
That just means I get a +2, I think. To
let
me double check real quick.
I guess I'm trying to connect the cult and the use of ghasts and like necromancy.
I also would point out this ghast left me a note.
Which I'm trying to figure out what Runelord would be necromancy.
Well, never mind. That'd be metagaming. Never mind.
Could be linked to wrath, gluttony, maybe.
It's gluttony.
I mean, do we know? I mean, I can't remember if we, the PCs, know that the Runelords fuck with different deadly sins.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do.
Grail would be a little more.
Honestly, gluttony makes a lot of sense with a ghast. It's always hungry.
Yeah. I don't even have to look that up. That's 100% what it is.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I have more questions about things, but we can wait till after break for that.
Gryffindor would close his journal and put it in his bag of holding.
All right. I will go ahead and let you guys stew on it for a little while. Just give you a nice little 10-minute break here, and we'll come back. If you have any more questions or anything, we can try and address them then. But everyone at home, hang tight while we take a real break rather than just the internet going weird for some reason. So I'll put on a little bit of music. And we'll put on some investigation music. How about Library 1920s?
Ooh. Cthulhu.
I want to
Yes.
pet that fried chicken dog.
Right?
I know, right? The fried chicken dog.
Fried chicken dog.
So
Chester?
curly.
Oh, Chester.
Chester's
How
so
old is
cute
Chester?
looking. Look how cute. Oh,
Do you guys know how excited I am to do first stream with the puppy? I'm gonna turn my hoodie around. And I'm gonna put the puppy in my hoodie. I'm gonna
We
do.
watch in
Alright.
fear and despair as it turns and eats your face on stream.
It's gonna take a little bit. It's a tiny little thing.
All right. We will be back, party people. Don't go anywhere.
bye-bye. I get the.
We're back then. Hello, hello. I hope everyone enjoyed their break. Here are your beautiful players. Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
Engrossed into the mystery, my web of mystery that I have woven. I hope everyone's
I have
enjoying.
5 pages of notes from this first half of the day.
Fuck
session.
yes. God. This is exactly, see, that's what I was saying when I messaged you. I was like, man, I have this vivid picture in my mind on how we're going to start this session. I was so excited.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well,
I'm having a good time. I feel like I got
bet
everyone
Crow,
hooked.
I bet Crow is like chewing on his keyboard waiting for us to get back.
I've been captivated.
Perfect
He's
way
like-
to put it.
He is just munching on that keyboard like, get back.
We
All
dive
right.
in.
Well, hopefully he's happy that some semblance of tree is returned. Did the old bait and switch?
He's not the first tree, it's the second tree.
The tree.
It's just tree.
It's
It's
the
just
next
a tree.
We do need to change your name on Fantasy Grounds because you still are showing his first tree.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Can I do that on the fly? Oh, heck yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and get back into the crime scene.
Gryffindor, after closing his book and putting it in his bag of holding, turns and messages Amir. We need to talk. Private with the rest of the group.
Amir like nods his head, says, then follow me. And he starts walking towards the docks entrance to this building.
Is that this door or
It's
this?
this bottom door.
So you're going to
Alright.
walk out onto the pier?
Yeah, it's gonna walk out on the pier.
Gryffindor's arms are crossed and he's looking out into the water. Is this the ocean? Like a bay?
I think so.
Is this? He was looking out into the bay, and he says out loud, You're connected to-
No, it's the river that runs on the other
"The
side
river."
of,
Okay,
of Sandpoint.
so it's like the river dock.
Yeah, because it has the
Okay.
two bridges.
Yeah, I remember
into,
where it is.
into Sandpoint on the east side.
It's on the southern, southeastern side.
So Una walk out on the pier too.
Yeah, I wanted everyone to come, but they can come at their
Yeah,
own
that's what it sounded like.
Yeah, Gryffindor doesn't wait for everyone to show up, and he goes. So Una would hear this. He says, "So you're connected more than we thought. I think to all this. The cults came just as I suspected. I've been waiting for them to rear their ugly heads, but this isn't what I thought they would come after us."
Indeed, I'm afraid they may be still. I'm unsure as to what this note even indicates for me as a person, how these murders relate to me in any way.
I want you to know before I begin that I trust you. The current skip. But I think Amir may have been involved in the cult, or at least his family, in some semblance of a way.
I assure you.
I don't think Amir was so willingly, and probably you were killed for it.
My family has served Pharasma for generations. And by that I mean, before we had recorded history in my own family, it was been back to when the Whispering Tyrant returned. We've been fighting this battle on her behalf for a long time. To believe that I or any of them, I had no desire to follow in their footsteps to continue fighting the undead on their behalf, but
Did
to
you
believe
go?
that any of them would turn to this degree.
Do you think you went up against a maybe more organized undead organization that your family made enemies of? Or maybe
Perhaps I was trying to infiltrate them, and they believe I'm someone else.
whatever it is, this person thinks you're a part of their organization. And if this is up to you, it could be our way in.
That is fair. I like to believe that whatever version of me died is at least recognizable to who I am now.
I think you are as exactly as you were before. It'd be surprised how.
Could do it again.
But this time, you won't be alone. I don't know how much they know of each of us, but it's probably plenty. But it's worth a shot.
What have you learned of this cult? You make it sound like you've been investigating their dealings for quite some time. Based on your wall in your home, you've uncovered quite a bit of information.
He has this, like, crazed look in his eye now. Let's just say, my divination was scarily accurate. You remember her, the woman? The Harrow reading.
Ah, yes, the older woman, the harrower.
There's so much fate linked into this. I thought things were going the way I had planned, and I was looking for confirmation that I was set upon the right path. I'm not sure now. There's some uncertainty to it, but it's inevitably I am entwined with this cult, for better or worse. They're both the key to my salvation and my destruction, and I think this cult, this unaligned cult, doesn't answer to any one in particular Runelord yet that I can tell. I think it's a cult, a remnant that's outlasted longer than I can even fathom. Since Earth.
You think these cultists, they do not follow an individual Runelord or even serve them directly? They are just some remnant of their older society?
I believe they probably serve Thassalon in a way, but again, it's the mad ravings of a researcher. It's not guided in any proof. But everywhere we look, there's a different Runelord involved in every turn. And I don't think they ever died. And I think this cult is trying to bring about their resurrection. With the Wells and Nualia and her involvement, she was a tool. And I think that you also may be a tool in their eyes. Whatever it is, we're involved and far deeper than we would like. But we have to get ahead. And this may be the way. But it's risky. Because if they know too much about us, that means you'll be going into a lion's den. And so we have two approaches: subterfuge or directness. They could go to ground if we go in full force together. We have some trackers and theories, but if they disappear, I'm not sure we'll find them.
Do we even have a way of contacting this cult? Any way of approaching them, reaching out to them? It would seem they are leaving clues for us to find or follow, but there does not seem to be a trail. More of a greeting, if anything.
This is just a sign.
Before we make any decisions, I believe we should investigate the other crime scene as well. Perhaps speak to anyone else involved in this that we can. Make our informed decisions from there.
Why was Banny targeted? Why him? Why is he the messenger?
And why the ritual on only him? There were 2 bodies available for whatever it was this despicable act he committed. Yeah, yes, Una.
I know you guys are having real heart-to-heart here, but do you notice the footprints over here?
Amir
I think
will
that's
like
more
raise his foot
pressing.
and like look down. What are the footprints on the docks?
Yes, there are muddy footprints on the docks. They're kind of hard to notice unless you're like kind of looking at them. Imagine Una was like, sitting there listening to you guys, but watching you guys converse, and was kind of looking around and like looked down and was like, oh.
They just track off into the water.
Just point out, they're not boot prints or shoe prints, but footprints.
Bare feet.
The ghast. Perhaps
Where do they lead?
Yeah, I am aghast. You're right. That's
Aghast.
Ghast.
They actually lead from the water and up to the mill.
Yep. Oh, right. So
We
this,
have a point of entry then.
yeah, that supports the direction I was kind of leaning towards. The directionality of the attack came in through this door. Attack pushed her onto the thing.
Anyone is welcome to roll a survival check.
We
I can do shit, but I'll
yeah, I'll,
Before I head out there, I would kind of wait for everybody to kind of start leaving. Vincent, is your character next to me for a reason, or you just didn't want to move all the way over there?
I'm still just looking around, inspecting.
You would notice that Sri would kneel next to that body, and their hand would glow a green light, and then as they go to touch the body, that green light flickers away, and you just hear a sigh, and then Sri would walk away.
Huh. Oh, that's odd. Tree, as you're walking around away, Vincent like slowly starts to follow. Tree, are you okay?
No.
What was that?
I gave it up.
Your healing ability.
Everything.
Huh. I'm not even going to begin to fathom any of that meaning, but that seems pretty significant.
Just walk towards the pier.
All right.
We'll tell you guys about the footprints so that y'all can also go and try to do some survival with that.
So as the three of you are following the footprints, it is like very obviously leading straight to the double doors to the mill, and Amir actually barely missed it. Both Grail and Una are the ones that caught it, but you actually notice that they continue up the wall on the outside of the building, and they lead around over to a window.
So that actually is a question I meant to ask earlier. Are those stairs in the middle of the building?
They are, yes. Yeah, they
We
lead
should
up
probably
to
look upstairs.
Yeah, they lead up to the second floor, which will have very much more obviously. So there's a open window. You can see some of the mud on the edge, and then kind of the last of the mud leading to the top of the stairs.
Did someone intentionally just ping the map?
No, it was me on accident.
Okay. All right.
Vincent's just like from where they're walking, when he was walking up and he saw like Una glancing down, Vincent is now like tracking the footprints.
Out of the building or into the building?
I'm following them, and I'm just like,
Okay.
They went up the outside of the wall and into the window.
Yeah. So whatever it was scaled the wall.
that's not normal.
One,
I would like to track.
Okay.
as my exploration action.
Sure.
I rolled a 20.
Okay. You're wanting to track where it's leading?
So came through the water, did the thing, and then climbed up the wall out the window.
Yep, into the window to get into the second floor of the building.
So yeah, we'll go up the second floor and then I guess go from there.
Yeah, so like as you guys are up there, you would see the window is wide open. It wasn't closed afterwards, and the like looks like the last of the mud leads right up to like the top of the stairs.
Right, I'll go up the stairs, and I will take my shield out.
Okay.
Following.
All right. Yeah, you guys go and you like look around upstairs. Through, you know, even spending a bunch of time looking doesn't seem to be anything like hiding up here or anything like that. So he crawled, it looks like it crawled up the outside, came in through the window on the second floor, and then walked over to the stairs before descending them would probably be the logical next step.
And can I see those steps down the stairs and out the door, theoretically?
It looks like when he got like at the top of the stairs, like that was the last of like kind of kicked off the mud and stopped leaving prints.
Sure. Man, if only this was first edition. There's a really good spell for this.
I guess our next question is then, where did this thing go from here? How do we even try and track that? Figuring out.
Do
like,
guests have a home that they have to go back to? Are they afraid of the sun?
What
Is that,
with his check
As we
earlier?
all turn to a mirror.
Are you afraid of the sun, Amir?
I have pale skin.
I'll let you do one more roll.
Okay.
I'll guidance you.
You didn't roll super well the first time, so.
Add a +1.
Okay. As far as you're aware, they don't seem to have any sort of sunlight sensitivity that you're aware of.
If I rolled below like 16, I want to burn a hero point for the reroll.
Okay, like 16 total or 16 on the die?
16 total.
16 total? Okay, well, you got exactly 16.
Well, that's okay. Well, then I'll reroll for that.
Technically a 17 with the +1 from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same. You're unaware of them having sunlight sensitivity. You're unfortunately, like, you've probably ran into in your past life. You probably ran into like ghouls since they're much more common place.
Right.
But ghasts,
Not as much.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll share that. Just don't think so.
How far away out of town are we right now?
You're still in town.
Are we like on the outskirts of the town?
You're right along the edge of the river, so it's actually pretty close to like the inn and.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the first, tell me if I'm wrong. The first one was in a farm mildly far away, and then this one's a lot closer then?
The first one was in a abandoned barn. Yeah, a little ways to the south outside of town.
Which probably had a river connected to it, so it jumped into the river.
And I do want to be clear, because I don't think I was, or I missed saying it. The bodies, like if you're wanting to essentially investigate, the bodies are at the garrison for you guys to look at.
Oh, yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I did not catch that either. I want to do one more just perception around the room to see if I can find anything that's like out of place. Objects that wouldn't belong in a sawmill, notes, carvings, symbols, anything that would be odd to be in this room.
Sure, go for it.
I would like to I don't know. You tell me what. Right. Skip, you had the idea of the girl getting attacked first.
I thought they came in through the outside door when I said that. But now maybe they still went after them. It would make sense, right? They killed them first, and then the other guy tried to defend himself.
She could have come in midway through.
What if in this creature, right?
Yeah, what if it came in mid? What if she came in midway?
Hung him up, and then mid-process, she comes in, and he hurriedly... She runs away in fear.
Yeah.
Exposes.
And then the creature attacks her for no witnesses.
And just throws her on the thing.
Because it's convenient.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the hung... Because what's the hung body going to do?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Is there a perception? Is there any sort of a check that could possibly lead to that being a possibility?
I would say it would be perception.
All right.
It'd be a kind of an roll up an investigation.
While he's doing that, this is maybe a silly question. The woman, is she fully clothed still?
Yes.
Okay.
You think maybe they got caught talking?
Nah, just a hunch.
Can I aid Tree's perception?
Sure. You can always just roll your own if you want.
What are these like holes I can look through? These windows?
I'll roll mine.
It's yeah.
There's a door I opened.
Yeah, that's it's just a closed door that was up there.
I would say also, like, if I were to roll less than a 10.
On the die?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You rolled a 3 on the die.
Yeah, killing it.
Okay. You're pretty much wondering if, like, based on all the evidence, you think, like, that theory you just put together makes sense? Is that what you're...
Yeah. Or maybe potentially a medicine check. Who died? Could I do a medicine check to see who died first?
Yeah. You rolled a good enough medicine earlier, I think. You rolled a medicine earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nat 20 or whatever.
Yeah, the guy died second.
The guy died second. So
Yeah.
he could have been hung up. It's still possible,
Yeah.
but to uncertainty.
Could have expired shortly after the thing killed her.
Or it's exactly like Skip said. One of the two is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, between Vincent, we'll say, like, you adding in you think that's holds a little bit of weight, that kind of theory, that it's very possible, because it almost feels like maybe it did get interrupted.
That's why the other half was done after he'd already died, right?
Oh, that would make sense. He died mid because he didn't have time to finish it.
Yeah. Maybe he was supposed to do some kind of ritual while he was dying. Got interrupted and he died during it and it fucked it up.
If that's the case, then we should... If that's the case, then we should expect another murder.
Oh,
Question is when.
Perhaps that's why he took the... Wait, is the face and jaw here or is it gone?
Gone.
Like, it's not even in the room?
Correct.
Perhaps that's why he took the face and jaw. Perhaps he had done some other carvings that would be important to creating some form of creature or undead, because his ritual was interrupted.
I'll let anyone that wants to try an Arcana roll.
Not a chance.
I want to hear your shit,
I
though.
had a good chance on that one. I'm not.
I will guidance grade.
Actually, never mind. I have a decent roll on that.
I want to re-roll anything below a 22.
Okay.
Total.
You got +1.
All right. You think there's actually a little more of a clever reason why the jaw was taken.
Oh, I know exactly where the jaw was taken.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for a spell that would give me exactly what I wanted to do, which is unfortunately a 4th level spell. but a dead body with no jaw can't talk.
Yep. No speak with
Can't
undead.
speak with dead.
It's a very good
Shit.
possibility.
So
Does she have her jaw?
Oh, she's split in twain. She's
yeah, she's a mangled mess.
yeah.
He is in
Oh,
twain.
she's cut in,
You got sewing needles.
in half.
Threads, you say?
If I suture her together, would it work? Do I know if that would be, or did she just ruin it?
Absolutely. No way.
No. She's
Completely.
It's also
ruin it.
really
also
fit.
not going to further desecrate a body.
yeah. It's also pretty
Well,
fucked
I
up to do
wouldn't.
that.
Yeah, 3 would not let you. do that.
Gryffindor doesn't give a shit. If he could talk to you, cast speak with dead and sew her together, he would fucking do it.
We would
He
get
has zero emotional
It
On a
attachment.
different side note, my department has a guy who is researching old mummies for validity. That's like what he does for his fuck around find out money he's got left over for some grant. And he was investigating those the alien mummies that were just found in South America.
No
Well, they're,
way.
like, announced by, yeah, no, he got to actually go and take some like bone and tissue samples and
Oh,
some of like the cloth for mass spec data. You
That's
want to talk about
hilarious.
fucking up a corpse? He like gave us a presentation on what all he found. It's just weird. Ancient people did some weird shit and made those bodies, is what that is. So I'm just gonna leave it. I can't actually talk about a lot because they haven't published
Sure,
it yet.
sure.
And so until
He
like
says while talking on a stream.
I didn't give any specific details, but yeah, no. Until their government announces it, he's not even supposed to present most of it. So
Intellectuals,
random
definitely.
things.
That's so funny.
You know, if you ever get into a field where you need like security because you're going somewhere, you just let me know.
I'll hit you up. All right. Anyway, back to the.
Are you guys wanting to do anything else here at the sawmill?
Did I find
This is
anything
maybe
with
a
my
silly
random-
question.
You did not know.
Oh, sorry. Good.
Very good.
Maybe a silly question. You said this is the river we're on, right?
Yes.
Hold on a second, because I can't see without taking my character out there real quick. We see the other side of the river from there easily. That's the other side of the river right there in the map, right?
Yes. Yeah. Here, I can.
Okay.
I'll open up the standpoint map for you guys.
Oh, lovely.
Well, that's where we're at.
You guys are right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's a lot easier to cross the river.
Yeah, it is.
Right, so that
Probably.
little bit of
Right
green there
there.
is just a hop, skip, and jump, like 30 feet of swimming, basically, right?
And
Yeah.
not
it's
only that, but
very
you
close
would
by.
you would bypass any patrol.
Maybe unrelated. Where's my house from here?
You can pick.
I can see my house
Oh,
from
cool.
here.
I just wanted to not live close to this.
We
You don't
have
want to be implicated? That's
I know, crazy.
You
range.
are
Oh,
right
maybe,
next
refinance
door.
your mortgage now that property value is just shot through the ground.
It's your house right here. No, just kidding.
Perfect.
I don't know.
Well, Una would ask one of you fancy tracker sorts if you guys want to see if you can see if those footprints are on the other side.
I can give it a shot.
I mean, obviously, it's going to be a broken trail, but we know what they're supposed to look like. And I got to imagine the banks over there are probably not made out of stone.
I also want to go talk to the guy who's crazy.
Oh yeah.
We can do both.
Okay.
I can't imagine this will take more than 10 minutes if you're just hopping across 10 feet of water.
Yeah.
Is it 10 feet of water?
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
I see a little bit of green over there, so.
yeah, there's like a kind of like a little marsh area on the other side, pretty close by.
Sure. I'll slop my way through.
Okay.
You should. I mean, it'd probably be better if I did it because you're in heavy armor. You're already losing a lot of speed.
Los Dos.
I'm got a gust of wind on my back. I'm as fast as you are.
That's
I
the
mean,
wind
that
dance.
is fair.
Anyone who goes
but-
over there can go ahead and roll a perception check.
Perception check.
perception check.
Perception.
You wanna
I
have the tower?
would Guidance
Two.
myself. I don't know how to do that when I don't have a character. It's fine. I just +1. Modifier 1.
I always forget to guidance myself.
You know what? I'm gonna send as Tree walks over, Spoot is gonna jump on his back.
All right.
Little spook.
I'm not fucking swimming across that shit.
Well, both Grail and Tree rolled a nat 20, so
Oh damn!
that was crazy.
I instead of doing peace signs, I almost did. I just flipped off the camera twice. I don't know why.
That would have been
That
baller.
happened, but-
that would have
But
been
also-
that's the edgy. That's how edgy our stream is. So yeah, everyone succeeded in finding a relatively dry spot in this marsh area that bears a number of barefoot human tracks, and you had a lingering stink of rotten flesh.
Wait, human or humanoid?
Humanoid.
Okay, big distinction. Maybe the water turned him into a ghost. Gasp, whatever.
And then you guys can roll, whoever wants to can roll survival as well.
What's your survival bonus?
Mine?
Yeah.
It's +7.
Do you want to?
Aid you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you an aid. So my survival is going to be an aid for Tree.
Okay.
And then I rolled a 20.
Okay. Everyone was able to notice. So you can see that the tracks lead from and into the river, but never anywhere away from it.
So it came from the river, got out of the river in this spot, and then went back into the river. Is that what you're saying?
Seems to be, yeah. Because there's no footprints coming from away to this spot. There's only footprints.
Oh, did it do a running jump over the river?
We just
That would
swam
have
the
been a-
river.
Well, if it were to do that, why would it have gotten it out of the water anyways? Why would it
Well, let me
stop
ask
here?
this. Regarding the footprints that are over there, are there just like, enough that it looks like it just walked and then turned around, or is it enough that it's trampled down like he was over there for a while watching?
Looks like it was over there for a while.
Do I know anything that ghasts are afraid of moving water?
Not that
Clearly
you're-
not. It
that
was
you-
swimming.
Not that you're
Which I mean, I
aware.
hope not if it came over here next to a water wheel.
Yeah, not that you're
And the
aware.
water wheel was moving at the time if it chopped her in half.
It looks like it jumped over the river, right? Is what we're saying.
That's
Either
my
that or it
question.
swam.
It
Well,
was
hey,
just
we'd be able
chilling.
to see the muddy footprints. Did the muddy footprints start in the middle of the dock, or is it like right at the edge where it would have climbed up onto it?
Right at the edge.
So it climbed up. So it was in the
So-
water.
Can I do a perception check again of this area to see if it like tried to hide something?
Yeah, I mean, your perception check earlier, you rolled an nat 20, nothing hidden
No.
over here at all.
Hmm.
So we have no.
It looks like it was here for a while, watching. Like, there's a very good spot. Like, you can see, like, the nettles from the other side make it very difficult to see into this spot. Very easy to
Sure.
see out. It's a very prime
So
spot
we
to
know
watch.
we know that gas can be intelligent, right? And we know that it obviously is smart enough to have ripped a jaw off. We suspect to prevent speak to undead. And it went through all the trouble of carving in a rune. So I think we can probably safely assume that Benny, why would you call him not Benny instead of Benny? Jesus. Benny was the target, right? So maybe they're just sitting over here waiting for
You can
him to
call
be
Parker.
alone. Or
Parker.
okay, right.
Probably. Like,
Or
I think you're right.
Maybe waiting for him
Right,
to
and
get
just saw the girl as incidental.
Yeah.
Or actually no, because you said that he didn't die from being dismembered and all that. He was alive while he was being carved on, right?
Correct.
Mhm.
So maybe Benny was alone. Guy comes in, gassed, whatever. Comes in, starts carving him up. Girl walks in, says, "Oh shit," throws her on the sawmill, and then goes back to work.
I think that sounds very reasonable.
But
Yeah.
the interruption caused him to die. So, in order for us to not be able to get any information from him, removed his jaw.
Well,
If there was some
don't you
sort
think
of
dying was
ritual.
probably
If,
the end.
if there was a ritual or anything like that that required the jaw, then I could see it being removed. But
Yeah, because if the corpse needed to be semi-alive for it to turn it into a ghast, or a ghoul rather, and it missed that window, the corpse is useless now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can
That's
I
true.
roll, now that we've like talked about this specifically for this ritual, to make a ghoul? If I knew how if I'd met ghouls a lot, would I be able to roll for that? And like, how are ghouls made? Like, what process does a ghast do to make it? Do they just kill them with a bite, like a werewolf? Do they
Sure.
have to do a ritual?
Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead and roll for it.
You know, when I say a zombie apocalypse would be cool, I'm not talking about a ghast apocalypse. That sounds like hell.
Unfortunately, it's really not. It's not coming. Like, you feel like you know this information, but for some reason, like, it's just not. Like, you're just not able to access it.
The religion, right?
Religion would work, yeah.
I'll do a religion.
Okay. Jesus, Tree. Another nat 20.
Oh, damn.
gosh.
We're on fire, and we're not even.
Don't
caught.
worry, buddy. When combat comes, they'll be all in that one. Steve.
That's totally fine. I don't need to roll good. I just need to put my shield up.
Until tree gets cut down to be shrub.
You both would know the most common way is through a disease called ghast fever.
Hmm.
How does that work exactly?
Probably in.
So as long as they have infected a person with it and they die while infected from the disease, they should rise as a ghoul.
Well, then maybe we're misunderstanding. That would take forever for that would take hours for him to die of the disease, if not days.
Unless it killed him.
To give you, like, I mean,
After
I'll
him.
just straight up tell it, like, Tree rolled a nat 20. Like, if it's just an infection, it would takes about 5 days. If they die while infected, though, supposedly happens the next midnight.
So we're gonna have to burn these bodies.
Yeah. Just in case.
Yeah.
Instead of going quite that route, let's
I will
have
take it
their
to the
families
church.
burn the bodies.
I will be clear as well, especially for Tree. They're really only known for inflicting it through bites.
My next question was, I did not see any bite marks on these bodies, did I?
Correct.
So
You
scratches.
saw claw.
So, question:
And
there are bodies sitting in
ghasts
the
are
garrison.
known for a completely different thing they inflict with their claws.
Good catch.
Oh, what's that? Paralysis?
Paralysis.
Okay. New theory then. This creature comes, claws this guy to paralyze him, hangs him up in the event to bite him.
Gets interrupted.
Lady gets interrupted by lady, does the deed to the lady. By the time he gets back, the body's dead. There's nothing to bite anymore.
Can't cause the infection.
There's no point. He's already killed the lady. It can't infect her. The dude's died from his wounds. Can't infect him. Rips the jaw off to be done with it.
I gotta push back on that though. If we know that it takes a couple of days, why would it hang it up and say, "All right, I'm gonna bite you, and I'm just gonna chill in this industrial building that I've been watching for some period of time and wait for days"?
How busy is this?
It was instructed to do this by its master for sure.
From my understanding, what Robert just said, if you have the infection and you're killed from something else, you still come up. You just have to be infected when you die.
Correct.
The infection will kill you, or you can die with the infection.
The infection.
Yeah, but I mean, why would it go through the trouble of carving and all that then?
That's the thing.
That's the question.
I don't think it was
Especially
going
because-
to ever turn this gentleman. I think
Yeah,
he was
I mean,
a messenger.
I don't want to sound too metagamey and all, But the what do we call what do you call the little thing again? The Thessalonian
Dihedron
star or
rune?
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sahedron.
I mean, that seems a little on the nose for a random ghoul to carve into somebody before turning them.
And it left me a note on his body.
Right.
Okay, so
A legible, purposely cryptic note. And what was the phrasing? Was it the join our hounds or something?
Yeah, the pack. I don't have the note open anymore. My thing closed again.
So here, and
but
this,
yeah.
this might be just thrown out into the dark. What if this site is to draw us away from the previous site, which is currently sitting in a populated area in a building, just waiting? What if this was to distract us just long enough?
It's not midnight.
You're talking about the garrison, right?
Because there's bodies in the garrison that we haven't checked out. We don't know if they're bitten. Nothing.
They would have already turned.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 3 days.
Which means,
Well, but also the other end of that too is that if they're going to be anywhere in this city that's not protected by us, that's probably the safest place.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because we
again,
would've
I've seen
talked about it.
Terminator. I know obviously what a monster can do to
no,
cops.
there's still a dude left. We need to go. We gotta go.
Yeah,
check the dude
the
out.
bodyguard.
the
Mhm.
Senate-
Not to mention Ebor, the other person who worked here.
Thank
Let's
you.
go question the other witnesses before we
Yeah,
spool up too much.
we're gonna keep circling here.
we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so where?
Plus, hey, obviously, this is the beginning.
Yeah, this is only the first step. So where are you guys headed
Well, hey,
next
Skip,
then?
can you do us a favor? Would you just join the pack and then we're solved?
And it's all done.
Perfect.
Thank over.
Just don't be a
Leader
dick,
of
man.
the
Come on.
pack.
Do ghouls hunt in groups?
I think so.
I was about to ask that.
Can?
Do gas
So then,
hunt in packs?
with ghouls.
They definitely can.
Okay.
So I have a really wild thought
Hit me.
theory here. Purely curiosity.
Is this meta theory or is this tree theory?
Tree theory.
It's a game.
It's just a
theory.
tree theory.
What if the thingy, the star thingy, is irrelevant?
What,
Just to throw us
misleading?
off.
Why would it be irrelevant?
Everything that this conversation that we've had just sounds like a gas doing gas things. The weird thing is the carving, but everything else about it is just the ghast, right?
Carving in the note. Sure.
No, this ghast is definitely doing the bidding of someone else. It's not the one who articulated the message.
The gas did write in blood on the note. That had
Do
to
we
have
know
been
that the
done
gas
recently.
wrote
Yeah.
this note?
Do we know
It was
the
the
gas
only thing that
itself
came
did?
here. We assume it used their blood.
But
That
we
is the
don't. We
assumption.
have no
Proof,
proof.
like solid
Sure.
evidence on it. We just
I-
have a note
This
with
is
bloody right.
maybe a silly question. I'm looking through my notes and stuff. I can only think of one royalty person because of the lordship thing. And I'm going to go on a hunch and say the Paladin of Abadar didn't do this. Are there any other lords we've run across?
Yeah, I mean,
Technically, there's noble families.
yeah,
I mean, technically,
Several.
Amico is noble.
Came from a noble family, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, a noble and a lord are two different things, right? There's no one who's called themselves lord, whatever.
or the lordship.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the Scarnettis would be a lord. I mean, they consider themselves the most
I
lordly.
really gotta feel like, even though they're obviously set up to be baddies, I really feel like them killing their own employees, seems
It's
like
bad for business.
they don't seem that fucking dumb.
Well, where were you guys wanting to head next? You were saying you were going to head somewhere.
The garrison, probably.
And look at the other dead bodies.
Was
Is the
it
body
sounds like
Ebor and the bodyguard are all at the garrison, right?
The bodyguard is not. The bodyguard's in Habe's.
Oh, the sanitary.
San-
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Ivor
Mhm.
is at
The garrison.
is at the garrison.
Okay.
I think
let's-
I figured it out, but I don't think that first tree is smart enough to have figured it out.
Okay.
Well, don't tell the GM because then he'll change it.
Absolutely. So I will just be like, let's just go investigate the witness.
Okay. So are you guys gonna go talk to Ivor, or are you gonna go look at the bodies, or do both and split up?
Ivor's at the garrison, though, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's not.
Is that-
He's not in the same room as the bodies.
Jesus.
Well, yeah, we're still gonna have to split up to go.
Could be in the
Well, why
same
don't we do
building.
a quick peek at
One
the
at a
bodies?
time.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
just do
Yeah,
a quick peek
let's-
at the bodies, then go talk to the fella.
All right. We'll start with the bodies.
Just
Okay. So there are.
too bright.
It's like what?
I have
am
light,
I was
light
like- I
sensitivity.
was like, I am a smart man. Okay, so there will be 3 bodies. And
Graham.
all of them were pretty much as disfigured as Harker here. They're all pretty fucking messed up. The only way can someone please go ahead and roll, or no, I don't need anyone to roll for that. So Hemlock is at the garrison, so he would like bring you guys into the room with the bodies, and they're laid out, and it's a fucking mess. Like, it's absolutely disgusting. They're looking just as bad as Harker, like I said. He said he does produce a piece of paper. He said, we found this. This is the only reason we were able to identify them, is because one of them had this on them.
Skip, I do believe that might be for you.
I as soon as you started like say that to him, he goes like, "Please don't." And he kind of like comes over and whispers, "Please do not mention my connection to anything while we're around anyone else. I understand these are gods, but I would like as few people to know as is possible."
Skip, I think you might have a stalker.
Lucky.
Thanks for the raid, Lucid Jester. Thank you.
The deal has come.
Your lordship is written in the same hand.
Yeah, I just want to ask, maybe this is a little metagamey. Is this supposed to be the same handwriting, or is this just the same font?
I think it's the same font.
Okay.
I'm saying,
I mean-
so as we look at it, because I can see like the E's are exactly the same between them.
Well, your lordship is copy and paste exact. I
Right,
think
that-
Someone want
mean,
to roll a perception?
me,
Thank you for the follows, guys. Thank you. We're in the middle of a
me,
murder
me.
investigation.
Giddens. Go Giddens.
not only will I look, but so will Spoot. So I can double up my odds.
I would like to. I haven't used one yet. Below
Haven't
22.
Okay.
Hero point at on the dice 10 or lower.
Okay. And both of you would be. You both rolled in at 1.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
That's wild.
hey, there's a scent of lemon perfume on this note. Please roll better.
30.
Amir will look to Grail and. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you guys do this roll first.
Nope, go ahead. I'm reading. I'm looking at the letter.
I would just say they do look like the same handwriting. It's very, very possible it's from the same person.
You see Amir's like fake tracing in the air, trying to remember your note that you have. See.
But just note, it's not. It's nowhere on it is it addressed to Amir.
Yeah.
Amir will ask to Gryffindor, when you were here before, when these murders were happening back when, what was the MO in those days? Were they butchered and destroyed in similar ways as this? Is this a repeat of the same person? Is it a copycat?
No. The carpenter was driven mad by the well of wrath.
Was he ever
Unfortunate-
caught?
Yes, he was.
Hmm.
But wasn't a part of any cult. This is deep-seated hatred and loathing for those who tarnish his arts or was bolstered and made toxic by the well's empowerment.
I believe
It was the cult.
I believe he also killed himself.
He also killed himself. But
It's awfully convenient for tying up a loose end, I have to say.
it was all on the acts of the cult and their attempt at some form of ascension. It was all once the well was fully powered to the cult, and it was why the cult sent her here to get revenge, but also once the well was fully powered, strengthened the well with the sacrifice of the rest of Sandpoint. This is something else.
When was the last you went down to the well?
Well, it was only a few days ago, actually. I go down quite frequently to monitor its state.
Have you noticed any changes that would align with the first of the murders? Perhaps someone is trying again to activate the well?
Oh yeah, I did ask this question before. Did I get any readings of that over the last couple days?
That like it's more active.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it's got some juice back. Not a whole lot. Like it's maybe bubbling a tiny bit more.
I don't know. It's too low volume. I don't think it's their direct goal. It's just a byproduct of what's happening. The more these murders will take place, though, the more irritable the local populace will become. I think we should do our best to empty it again as soon as possible.
What it seems like is perhaps someone is trying to power the well again, staging similar murders as that were done before. Perhaps that's not as effective, perhaps I'm misjudging their intentions, but this letter to these three gentlemen seems like bait.
Just a question though, Grail. If you were to power the well, you could just kill anyone, right?
Not necessarily. The well's main focus was creating sin spawn to build an army.
But like, what are the criteria for a person who would have to be killed?
To fuel it.
Violent, wrathful murders, I believe, do the most damage. But
so it's the act of the murder, not the victim per se.
I believe so. Hence why Sandpoint was on the table.
Right. So if that's the case, though, why go to all the trouble of stalking somebody? Why go to the trouble of setting up an ambush at a barn? Why not just take out travelers?
Yeah, this is not in relation to the well. I believe the well is an unfortunate side effect of what's happening. There's definitely a different plot in mind. I think the cult may have abandoned their hopes at sacrificing Sandpoint.
Well, maybe, but we know there's more than one Runelord that came out here, right?
Precisely.
Right, there's wrath and there's greed. If you look at it not at wrath, maybe we overlooked a Runewell over on the island. I mean, look at this letter. This is greed, or maybe this is even lust for gold and what have you. Just like, there's a tryst happening at the Building whose name I can't think of right now.
Sawmill.
Lumbermill. That too.
Can I? From what I know and how much I've been there to the island and back a couple of times. I took Twink out there. Do I know if the Runewell might be in Malfeshnakor's room?
Just pop in and take a look.
From what I remember of it.
Very, very difficult to tell. I mean, for all you know, not all rune wells look the same either between Runelords. I mean, you really only got a quick glance in the room before being assaulted and the door being closed. So
based on what I know of the territorial situation, could I maybe roll Thessalonian to think maybe the Greed Well isn't there?
Sure. Go ahead and roll it.
Hey, Skip. Can gas right?
They are capable of being sentient. An issue being they have clawed hands would pose an issue for holding a pen, but I believe.
But just because you're sentient doesn't. I don't know how to write.
If this one,
Gryffindor's like, what?
if it is as intelligent as I'm starting to believe it to be, it is capable. I've known of.
But I'm asking, does this creature or do ghasts?
Not all ghasts. This creature. Not all ghasts are this intelligent. Most are
So
more.
this is like a freak of nature.
Yes.
In more ways than one. What if the
It is
gas?
an abnormality, to say the least.
What if the gas past life was connected to you somehow?
I don't. This just doesn't make any. This is not how a gas would operate.
Not
Why would a gas do this?
Oh.
That is the question.
Real, that look like that struck a nerve.
Gryffindor's thinking, and he's like, "Oh no! I have to go back. We have to check. We have to go to the island, to the Sentinel."
Well, before we do that, why don't we talk to the fella who's here?
Yes.
What epiphany did you have about the island?
The island was Greed's final work. It wasn't just something simple. It was an artifice of a work of art. The best work of art of an ancient lord. It would be insane not to have a well within it, especially one that's mobile. If the sentinel in the island was at once ambulatory, he would have a mobile base that could pump out sin spawn at his calling.
That is troublesome indeed. We will add it to our list of things to do.
I'm struggling. Other than this Sahedron, I don't know if these are connected.
Oh yeah,
I don't
these bodies
think
have
The
carvings.
two killings, you mean, or the two?
Yeah, so I would rip their as you guys were having this talk, I would be looking over, and I have their shirts pulled open, and all three of them have the Sahedron on it.
They do?
Yes.
Okay,
I
that's
just
creepy.
don't. This doesn't. I don't. This just sounds like three different things all at once.
I look at the carvings, and do they look like they're done by the same hand? From what I know of.
Man, I don't know how identical someone could be
It's-
carving.
Mutilated flesh has been carted miles.
It's also been many days. These
How
smell
accurate?
pretty rank.
How accurate it was.
I mean,
This-
it's correct at least. Like it looks like a Sahedron rune.
let me ask you this, Mr. Everweave. If just for sake argument, saying it is one of these Runewell things, and somebody is doing this to power them, right? Well, you just said we have to go back to the island. We have to check. We have to make sure. Why wouldn't they have been powering it when they had an army of goblins there?
Sacrificing
Right?
goblins to it.
I mean, if when you had the manpower to do it, why wouldn't you have been doing it then?
That's what the plan was for Sandpoint, was to massacre us, all of us, as a...
No, their plan was to get Milkshake out. I can't remember his name.
Malfeshnico.
Close enough.
Malfeshnico.
Bringing all the men to the yard. I don't
milkshake
remember.
machine out.
Malfeshnico was...
The milkshake machine got stuck in the wall.
That's
I'd
why
like
the
to
ones
say
at
they never
McDonald's
found-
never work.
Oh
They never
god, it's
found-
powered by an evil demon.
Grail.
Malfeshnikor was the tool of our delivery. Malfeshnikor was the one that was going to wipe Sandpoint off the face of the earth. He was what was going to power the Runewell. It's what the cultists wanted. But
I would also like to point out, if the Runewell is where we think it is with Malfeshnikor, they never found that side of the building. They never
precisely,
found the way through the pillar. to
and
see
that's why I don't know why I feel this way, but I feel like these deaths are a coincidence and have nothing to do with the wells. It's
Why
the
would they
cult.
get the island?
I agree. I think that this is a red herring.
I think we need to go back to the well because we never drained the well of greed. And anything could set it off. And if that sets it off and empowers Malfeshnikor or the Sentinel in just causality, we're all at risk. I have to know that it's dormant. That's why I've been monitoring the Well of Wrath as often as I do. It should not and cannot be used.
The fully powered Well of Wrath caused havoc on this town for years.
Murders. Imagine what would happen. It's not far enough away to not affect the populace. People have done terrible things in the name of greed just as much as wrath. And if they were affecting the populace, it's a danger that must be accounted for. And Malfeshnikor still lives, and the cult knows it. So it's too many threats to be left at our back while we're investigating this thing that could very well be a red herring, like Tree said. But no matter what, they know who Emir is, and there's a connection, and these handwritings are identical. And if it's a trap and bait, then we must find the end of the fishing pole. And whose hand is on it?
Can I try to pierce the fog of my lost memories in
Sure.
some way to try to see if I remember anything about this letter, this note to me?
Sure. Just throw a d20 in the tower.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, this episode's going fucking hard.
That's how we do
Digging it. My brain is just spun up. I could fly with what my brain's doing right now.
I can fly, I can fly, I can fly.
Yeah, you're sitting there and you're really thinking, really just kind of running over, and you get the same similar kind of flashes. The only thing you've ever been able to remember before. It feels like you were suiting up to do something. Like you were going to go fight something, kill something. You're not sure. It's the last thing you remember is going to do something important.
Okay. None of these words
Well,
ring
can we-
anything.
before we decide to rush off and fight any, dragons and what have you, can we just talk to the witness?
Yeah, the crazy dude.
That's a logical next step.
Well, no, come on. Ebor's not crazy.
I mean, he's in.
No, that's the other person, Vincent. I'm sure Ebor's distraught, but there's a man in an insane asylum that we have to go speak to as well.
Oh, I thought that's who we were going to go talk to.
No,
that's
Ebor. He was the one who found the bodies.
I know.
He's been
Listen,
hurt.
man, you guys have been throwing names all night, all day, and I
got like 12 more. You want more? Story?
This
I'm
palm tree
struggling to
just-
remember your guys' names right now. I'm going to be really honest.
Let's give First Tree a break from all this.
My head hurts so bad. And I can say that I don't think I've ever had my head hurt before. And I'm cranky and I'm tired and my feet hurt. And I don't know that I've ever felt these things before.
You technically have a head.
I know, but my head's never hurt. I've had aches and pains from injuries, but I've never been tired before.
Amir brings you a glass of water.
Mortality is the worst, isn't it, bud?
It's like, I don't know how you guys do this every day.
He's like, my
None of us
dogs are
consented to
barking.
this. This is bullshit. We all agree.
3, we do it because if we don't, we die.
I didn't have to worry about that before. And now I have my own mortality that I have to deal with. I'm not having a good time. And is there a chair?
I conjure a chair for First Tree.
Valid. If there's like a piece of furniture or something in this room, First Street kicks it.
Oh,
Kick a chair.
I conjure a second chair for him to sit down in or kick.
No,
Imagine
I
there's-
walk off and
Imagine there's
I
probably
leave
a
the room.
stool.
I kick the stool and I storm out of the room.
Okay.
So that just happened.
Hemlock's like,
That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Don't worry about it.
Is that a good sign or a bad sign? Because that's the first time I've ever seen that from Tree,
Listen,
past and
you were
Current.
born mortal. I don't think you can fathom having to come to terms with it suddenly. You just are.
Is First Tree even mortal? I thought he was a Leshy, his spirit.
It's not a conversation for now.
It's like me, my kind.
Philosophical. Let's let that one slide.
We have an investigation. The philosophy of the long-lived can wait.
all right.
Grill.
All right, so Una's gonna make their way over to wherever Eeyore is being held.
I'm gonna follow. But while we're walking, I'm gonna be like, Grail, what usually controls ghasts and ghouls? Is it a necromancy thing? Is it
Somewhat. Some plagues are unfettered, started by one specimen. But in this case, it's most undoubtedly necromancy.
do we have a rampant necromancer somewhere in the population?
Wait, what
animal.
informs you that they're controlled?
Yeah, I think they're sentient.
We've established that this is sentient.
Yeah,
It is sentient, but I believe this was a messenger and not
Based on what?
based on the writing on the back of the second page, or technically the first scrap.
I mean, the gas could be calling itself your lordship.
that's what I was thinking.
Maybe. I'm not convinced.
I can tell, but there's no reason to automatically jump to there's a necromancer running loose.
I'm just
Well,
trying to get.
I got a friend called Akam, and he's got a hell of a razor.
Keep all avenues
You
open.
should try and shave off that beard.
Listen,
Necromancers
when
are such classic villains, though.
when the
Yeah, at like level 15.
when the
I think
Sahedron
The gas
appears
might have
on
been controlled by a
corpses,
necromancer, but it could be serving one.
I don't think
Yeah,
he's mind
I'm
controlled. but
saying, let's not assume it's working for anyone until we have any indication.
Sure.
I'm just trying to shoot out all these spider webs on any possibility
It's fun
which
to
is why
spitball.
I'm
Nothing
just-
wrong with it.
I think our proof is the Sahedron.
especially
that's-
since I'm, you know, trying to track this thing. I'm trying to get as much information that I can to possibly help me.
It's definitely not working alone.
The lead in to see what the hell that was, man.
I saw you know something off. Oh, wait.
So Ebor?
Ebor.
Ebor.
All right. Ebor is obviously in a different holding cell, still below the garrison. So just like a short walk away. It's probably gonna be the first time most of you ever see what Ebor looks like. He is a handsome, if a bit narrow-faced in his description. And this is what he looks like right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, he should do something about
Ooh,
that.
real handsome.
Poor guy.
I'm telling us about their kinks.
Why is he covered in blood?
We found bodies.
Ow.
I mean,
Hemlock would, he would take you guys to you before he opens the door, let you guys in. He's like, I did a interrogation, so to speak. Clearly Hemlock isn't trying to be tough on him. You guys can even see Ebor he looks exactly like that. He's just fucking,
He's beaten down and
he's just mentally fucked, right? You definitely saw something terrifying. And he's like, perhaps you'll have better luck than me and get something out of him. But I do caution you, Ebor's a good man. Be gentle, please.
I know. I've dealt with them.
He's been, obviously, as you know, been through a lot last few
why don't you
hours.
take? Graflinder's like, I think you should take point as.
Party
Good
face.
point.
face.
Unlocks the door and opens it for you guys. Ebor, the heroes of Sandpoint. Just had a few questions for you.
Hey, Ebor. I'm not gonna ask how you're doing. I know you're doing like shit, buddy. Are you holding up though?
When can I go home?
I bet you pretty soon. They gotta clean stuff up. Can you tell me what you saw when you came in?
I already told the sheriff everything I know.
I know, but I thought maybe since we've dealt a little bit, there's something you could strike loose. I mean, you found both of them, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Kind of shudders a little bit. Clearly,
Fucking
flashed.
traumatized.
Yeah.
Hey, if you'd like, bud, I can do a little something that'll make you feel a little bit easier. It'll only last for a while, but would you like it?
What is it? What?
It's just some magic that'll make you feel a little easier to deal with all this stuff. I gotta imagine this is real traumatizing for you.
He's like,
Puppy.
Puppy time.
It's a weird thing for him to shout at us, but I'll take it.
It's just something magical that'll make you feel better. Pulls a fucking puppy
Yeah.
out of the bag.
Yeah, yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, yes.
That'll make
did
anybody
it.
feel
No, just kidding.
Go and get damn it, bring
he's
it
like,
back.
He's like, if it'll make me feel better, yes, please.
All right, buddy. And Una walks over and places a hand on his back and kind of gently rubs his back like he's going to give him a kind of soothing massage and says, it's going to be okay, buddy. It's going to be okay. Since he's willing, does he need to roll a will save for calm emotions?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Okay.
I was gonna ask if I could do that.
That's so great.
Oh, do you have it too?
Yeah.
That's a fucking OP spell, isn't it?
That's so good.
It works.
Especially because I can
great
give people -3s on the will saves.
It works great since Una's a familiar face to him.
Well, a familiar mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A mask
So-
is just another part of your face.
Yeah.
Right. So Una, kind of does that, and they feel a very like calming, warm wash over them. And it just for a little bit there, everything is easier to process. And Una goes, I know it's asking a lot, but I know you've been through a lot, but could you just I feel like there's something that we are missing. We're trying to put everything together so we can honor, Harker's memory and make sure everybody's taken care of and that nobody else gets hurt. Is there anything you can think to tell us, maybe?
He looks like hesitant for a moment, and then he goes, There's only one thing I could think of. I don't know if it's
What's
helpful. Parker, I mean, everyone at this point knows about the midnight trysts with Katrine, but he was doing something else.
What else was he doing, bud?
And he looks kind of guilty, specifically towards you. And he's like, he's been cooking the books for some time.
Like taking side money?
Embezzling.
Like the money I was giving you guys specifically on the side so you could cook the books to do work for me?
Yeah.
I mean, I already knew about that, buddy.
But more specifically, everyone else's money. Specifically,
Oh, well, that's
Scarnetti's
that
money.
happens. Oh, well.
So he's been skimming from the top of sales and he's been stashing away a bunch of money over these years.
Is there... this is going to sound so backhanded, and I don't mean it to be. But do you know where it's been stashed? I don't want it. We're going to get it so that his memory isn't tainted by this. And I'll put it somewhere where you can get access to it.
He never trusted me enough to tell me. He was very particular about money.
Most folks are. I'm sorry to hear that, bud. But this will stay between, I'd say you and me, but I guess you and me and him and him and it and him.
He's like, I don't know. Scarnetti's, I don't know if they found out or...
Oh, I don't think a Scarnetti did this. You didn't see anything there when you got there, huh?
Like anyone else?
Yeah.
No.
No, didn't hear any doors slamming or anything like that.
Was he involved with this skimming off the top? Was he using this money for any other purposes? Was he just keeping it for himself? Was he involved with any other dealings?
I don't know if I've ever seen the man spend coin before.
Just impressing a young lady with it.
Perhaps. I don't know. He's quite the penny pincher. He's very frugal.
Son of a bitch.
Well,
I think we just put some stuff together.
all right, buddy. Well, I'll tell you what, bud. If anything comes to mind, you let me know, okay?
Sure. Thank you. How long does the spell last?
It's technically only a minute.
Okay.
But I mean, the thing is that's the spell itself is to suppress hostility.
Right.
I don't think he really has any towards us. I'm more using it for a thematic thing of it's just chilling him out.
Yeah. I liked it. So I used it instead of making you roll a diplomacy and stuff. So I thought it was nice.
He goes, hey, I'll tell you what, bud. I obviously you're not going anywhere. I'm gonna do what I can to make sure. Do you even want to go back to the sawmill?
Are they still there?
No. I mean, do you want to go back to working there?
Oh, well, it's the only job I've ever known.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll make sure that Titus still has a spot for you. Do you mind if can I real quick? This is going to sound real strange. Can I see your feet?
Sure. He's wearing like his like generic villagers like work boots sort of deal.
Sure. But no, I mean, I know it's so strange, but we're just trying to make sure we can say, hey, look, obviously it couldn't have been Ebor. Do you mind taking off the boots?
Sure, I guess. Doesn't
Appreciate the pantomime.
pops out. Helps that we're visual, so.
Right. Hey, Grail, you seem like a guy who's into feet. Do you mind checking his tootsies?
Yeah, would that be like a medicine or perception?
I figure one of these guys was the survival or something too, because they're tracking it. I mean, they're not muddy or anything like that, obvious, right?
No, boots aren't really.
It's too easy if we could corner the guy in his jail cell.
Right. You caught me.
DM.
Yeah.
I have a spell.
I know.
I have an attack spell that can only target undead.
Okay.
If I were to cast it and touch him, does anything happen?
What spell is it?
Vitality Lash.
Oh, I have that.
Well, well, Una, here's the question, because Una may step in. Is this a spell that has, somatic components that will look threatening? Because with a name like Lash in there.
Cantrip, Concentrate, Manipulate, Vitality are its traits.
It looks like he's charging up a backhand.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, if we're trying to keep the guy on our good graces, somebody like, oh, by the way, also, hiya!
So before you do my perception, I go, yeah, this is definitely not his feet. Or
I guess I would just have my hand would glow green, and I would just go boop.
Okay.
But I would only do it if I think that. Actually, it's a cantrip. I would go to Grail. I would go boop on Grail first. Does it affect Grail?
Grail dies. No, I was kidding.
You
figured it out. It was me.
2d4 killed me.
Yeah.
It's probably 3d4 now, but
as far as I know, I mean, if what you're saying is true,
I'm trying to. I don't know how to share the
one creature that's undead or otherwise has void healing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it doesn't do anything as far as my understanding.
It looks like you don't even have to touch him. Looks like it's 30 feet. So.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna nothing happens.
I can cast a spell and I go
Blessing from our tree friend, just to
He's
make
like-
things easier for you.
He's like kind of calm about it because you just cast a spell on him that made him feel better. So he's just going like, oh, okay, like.
And he cast it on me first, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I appreciate your thoroughness, Free, but his feet do not match the description.
Great. Let's go.
Amir will stop by and talk to Hemlock one more time.
Okay.
Ebor. I offer Ebor a job if he ever needs one. Just let me know.
Okay.
I sell magical sundries.
I don't know what those are, but all right.
The first three bodies. You said they were they part of the Kazar? I can't pronounce the word. How you say it? Sarzi? Is that how it was? Sarsi?
It's Kazarni.
Kazarni. There you go. The mafia. Were they involved with them? Or were they just doing some other dealings?
It's.
You had mentioned they were involved in shady business.
Let's see. It's really just going to be dependent on pretty much one thing.
Does the DM want it to be?
What does God say?
They are not. Well, actually.
Actually, it's a good sign.
Or bad.
I
Oh,
mean,
quick, damn.
they are of all Parisian descent, so it's possible. I don't know much of like any of the Sarni cells, outside of Sandpoint. So where they came from, it's very possible.
But the
they
Zarnis,
fit the bill, 100%.
because the Zarni is a Varetian mafia.
Correct. Yeah.
I turn to the sheriff really quick, like almost like a stupid, like epiphany. Sheriff, these were bitten by gas potentially, maybe not intentionally, but they were interacted with. Bradley's barn was mentioned on the note. Are there any farmsteads near that location? Or people or townsfolk or homes? I don't remember. I don't know anything about Bradley's barn as a player.
Right.
So I'm assuming it's out at a barn.
Yeah.
Is there any
With a name like that,
He.
is there any population?
It's not like
He's like,
it's not like a diner, right?
Yeah. He's like, yeah. There's Sandpoint's surrounded by farms.
I need soldiers, guards to go to the homes and farmsteads closest to Bradley's barn as soon as possible. There's a chance that this could escalate. And we could-
I'd like to say as well, these bodies have been dead after having interacted with, I'll not say what it was, but they haven't risen as of yet.
Yes, but in passing, this gas could have visited anyone nearby, unrelated. Or maybe it being rural and so spread out.
I would
My
say
worry-
probably sending a handful of guards to go and do some rounds to check on people, make sure no one's been bitten by anything recently.
The
I
last
would
thing-
just hate to start a panic over what could be.
I would rather start a panic than have an outbreak of ghoul fever.
That may be true.
I was just thinking, like this dude's been wandering around for
I would like
3
to say as
days.
well, this
Like,
note, as we are speaking with Hemlock only, hopefully, this note does, the handwriting matches the note that was written for me. I believe this note for these people was bait to bring them
and
to a specific.
I don't think wandering is the right word either.
I think he aimed to bring these people to that barn, knowing it would be a secluded location for him to do this carving ritual. Something I would like to point out that was consistent between both parties who were carved on is greed. They went looking for riches. The man at the sawmill was
embezzling.
He didn't carve on the woman who came to see him. She was irrelevant. He just killed her. He could have carved on her as well. Did not. He
But
only
also,
carved the greed of these people.
but the other thing to keep in mind is that whoever this is, they know people around here, right? That bait wouldn't have worked at the barn unless they knew who was sending it. Right? If some random stranger sends you a letter like that, you wouldn't respond.
Yeah.
Additionally,
But
they
he knows Skip's original name. She, whatever it was, laid in wait, waiting for Benny.
Additionally, it knew Banny was embezzling, which only a handful of people could have possibly known, and of them, we knew none of them did. They would have been upset. It was their money that was being embezzled.
Right. And again, you're the spellcaster here and all that, but I don't know any spells that, divine intentions of strangers from miles away that direct you towards them.
He's definitely connected to all this.
Standpoint and is capable of making these decisions and planning ahead.
Not only is he connected to all this, but he wants something of the cult.
I believe your thought of the greed well, the rune well, I'm worried that you are more correct than you believed. If they are doing these carvings and only targeting those of us who are already committed to greed, perhaps they are aiming it at something.
Quick question. Just throwing this out there. If they're only targeting those of us that are already committed to greed,
Wouldn't
like
they target us?
the guys there, then Banny, and then hey Skip, you got a letter, didn't you?
I did, and I'm unsure as to why. What greed I may have committed before
Greed.
now. Perhaps
Knowledge of your past life.
I was
No.
believing perhaps
Have you
my
been naughty?
desire to shirk my responsibilities.
You've been spending most of your time with me, but in your evenings,
I've
have you
been,
been naughty?
no, I mean there are people who can vouch for my locations.
Okay, well,
Every single night I've been with or around
Is it the
someone.
ladies of the night? Are you
I
doing
have
it for
to.
them?
I have to put my
I mean,
fears.
it's been me at the graveyard a lot with Naffer and Abstelar, but yeah.
That's the type of lady of the night I don't want to know about, buddy. Save that for the after show.
Napper.
Mr.
Yeah.
Sheriff guy person.
Pharasma's the only lady for me.
Yeah, save that for
yes,
your kick
Tree.
stream or whatever the shit that's called.
If you're going to do what Grail said, you should only look at the houses on the river.
Easy entrance.
Was the
Um,
barn on the river?
Mm-hmm. Cougar's Creek.
Cougars
It's in the
Creek.
note. Go to the barn on Cougar's Creek.
Oh, you're right.
Is-
Near bodies of
this-
water.
this- Creature's smart enough to use that to hide its tracks too.
Intrigue.
This is a fully sentient, fully aware.
It is aware of these people's sin, specifically
It has
greed, but
planning, knowledge, foresight. This isn't
And then,
some mere-
Mr. Sheriff, can you do me a favor?
Of course, Tree.
We know who these guys were, right? They've been theoretically in town for an extended period of time, perhaps?
The three gentlemen, three
Yeah.
con men.
Mhm.
They don't stop by too often, but
We know who they are. They're recognizable to somebody.
they've got a bit of a notoriety to them. Yeah.
So then, could we check in on their past dealings? Who have they ripped off in the last
Week.
month?
You thinking someone was getting revenge?
Well, it's either somebody who can sense the greed of everybody around, which is totally possible, rune, magic, shit. Yeah, I'm with it.
Hmm.
Or
first request. I loved it.
and in actual character, yes, for the first time, Tree just swore.
I was
Ah.
said that.
Or this thing knew
Were you
who
about to
these
say
people
perk?
are. What?
Did you say the perk?
This thing,
Perp?
this creature,
Perp.
the perp,
Perp.
the perp.
the perp knew.
First Tree definitely turned to very like Law and Order, like that from the very beginning. If you could look into something for me.
So
you
it's
were-
either spoopy magic, or the thing knew already that these people had
Feelings.
dealings. So either this thing, whatever the fuck.
Yes.
I'm very tired. This is just me now talking. Either spoopy rune magic, or maybe the first group scammed this person, this creature, and then also this other guy also scammed him, embezzled his money, and he found out about it. It found out about it.
Well, so I mean, can a ghast hide what they are?
With that stench,
Smell?
unlikely.
Be
I mean,
difficult.
there's spells and such. Can
Yeah,
ghast
can I
cast
check to
spells?
see if I know anything about that?
Possibly.
Sure.
I'm of the opinion that this gas it's not a. This gas can write. That's beyond what a gas can do. This
I thought we established
No,
that they
it's fully
can be
intelligent.
sentient.
Yeah.
No, they can definitely be sentient.
Skip.
this one is.
Skip. You,
But
I
what
mean,
I'm saying is, sorry.
literally, I mean, anything is possible, especially with magical means. I mean, and it's not unheard of for ghasts to be able to disguise themselves.
I will help.
Okay.
It's kind of what
Like,
the difficult
I'm-
part of ghasts is. You know, they're their stench is usually what's going to give them away. So if you solve that solves a lot of your issues.
There's a very big difference between sentience and having low level and having true intelligence.
So
But we're talking about a creature that not only knows to carve runes into things, knows how to stalk its prey and wait for it, knows the intentions of its prey. I mean, these are a lot of things that really show signs of intelligence.
Which makes me think that this isn't inherently just the gas. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's what I'm saying is I think it's a gas on a mission.
I have something to say. No matter what, the most important thing, and I cannot continue until we go and secure the possibility that there is a rune well on the island.
And what if somebody else gets murdered in that time?
I don't think we can stop that anyway.
I don't think we can.
I believe
Do
he is
you think
correct,
we can
though.
take down Milkshake? I'm not going to learn that
We have
name.
to try. I'm
Professional.
genuinely,
I like
it would
milkshake
seem
better.
someone is aiming things at greed. If before they were aiming things at wrath, if they are now aiming things at greed, there might be a rune well that is being empowered. And if it becomes powered enough to start spawning sin spawn, we have a new problem.
We don't have to worry about an army of goblins at that point because anything could happen. It could activate the Sentinel, it could free Malfeshnikor by empowering him fully. Who knows what it could do, but no matter what, it will eventually impact the populace of Sandpoint.
I actually have to step out of character for just a second. You guys keep mentioning the Sentinel. What the fuck is the Sentinel? Did I miss something at some point?
Yes, you did.
Uh,
You know how that thing had an eyeball? You know how it was a giant skull?
Are we actually
were-
going Voltron on this thing?
It was correct. It's a giant fucking Voltron.
Cool.
yep.
All right.
I'm glad I missed that whole bombshell of the news story.
Good. I was
That-
same there. I'm like, you guys keep saying Sentinel. What the fuck is a Sentinel?
That was the session that you had to step away.
Yeah.
Because they learned that after Ollie.
Yep. Yeah, because we're like, wait, there's a second eyeball, and then we're like, oh
I saw
my
the
god,
eyeball. I
it's a
didn't know if we
giant
ever
fucking.
agreed.
Yeah,
So-
I think there's
hold
some
on, hold on.
stairs that are ruined that we couldn't go down to, right?
Yeah, that was
No,
it.
that was underneath Sandpoint.
Oh, okay.
And we heard
There,
howling
we got to the
from
bottom
right
level because the only room we didn't touch was
Milkshake.
again, I'm not gonna learn his name. Yeah, Milkshake Flare. And we got a peek in there, and I think he said we saw like some secret doors or something.
There was a set of double doors on the other side of
There were secret
It.
doors. Yeah. Also, there was howling beneath Sandpoint in the
Right.
map.
In case you're wondering, still is.
I forgot about that. I was
Yeah,
down
Because I freak myself out every time I go down there to check.
Well, that was part of the renovations, was to completely block all that off with stone.
love it.
You know, I really like your concrete truck plan. We should just really fill it
Buddy,
in.
concrete's old as shit. It doesn't make any sense that it doesn't exist in this universe
Just-
where we can shoot lightning out of our assholes.
You know how you fix a rune
It's a
well?
4th level spell, just so you know.
Fill it up with concrete.
I'm just saying.
Asshole.
Shape stone is a spell that exists.
I cast shit lightning.
Oh
If it
wow.
worked for fucking William Wallace.
We'll
it
have to
worked for us.
find out next time.
We are
Yep.
definitely running past.
I know. You guys got all heated. I love it. It's exciting. I just hear like, ooh, ha, ha.
Are we gonna go?
That's what I want
Or
to
we-
know. What is your guys' next plan of action? Because it sounds like you want to go to the sanatorium, but also
Yep.
some of you want to go fight Malfeshnikor.
I say
Where exactly is the sanatorium relative to Sandpoint?
It is going to be southwest, almost about equidistant from how far like Thistle top was.
Oh, so like an hour's ride, you said?
Mhm.
Because this was right down the street.
Yeah.
so. Let's
pretty
go
close.
to Sanatorium,
Yeah.
Malfeshnikor, back to Sandpoint. That's literally like 1 day's worth of activities.
Sure.
You think?
I would be pretty. I mean, like, unless the fight takes 9 hours.
No, I'm just saying we could get our asses handed to us, and then let's go rest, and that's the rest of our day.
Yeah, I mean that's true.
That's why we do it at the end of our day after we've gone to the sanatorium.
Yeah.
But I would kind of want to flip that, but
Even if we did,
I mean,
like,
also, we
ride
should
an
probably
hour
talk
Sandpoint.
to What was the shopkeeper's name whose daughter just got fucking mutilated?
Oh,
Yeah, Ben Vendor.
Ben Vendor.
Because if we're talking about deadly sins, Wrath may have a hand here.
Yeah. We can also
We haven't
see.
even touched that lead.
So we also know that their relationship was not approved of. We should probably find out why. Maybe the dad knows something about this guy that we don't, and that's why he didn't want his daughter convorting with his swords.
We pay our condolences to Ben Vendor and then the sanatorium and Malfeshnikor or the sanatorium first. Do we want to see if we die first?
I do sanatorium then.
I would do, because I think we're on a time crunch inherently with the sanatorium. If this dude got bit,
Yeah.
it's we're many days past.
Well, you're correct.
Well,
Yeah,
that's why he's going crazy.
Oh shit! Yeah, okay, sanatorium and then Ben Vendor, I think.
That's gonna be fucked if we get to the sanatorium and they're all turning into goddamn ghouls.
Now it's a fucking ghoul dungeon.
I want to.
No, that's
I want to
great for me.
I want to retcon one thing that's pretty important, just because the way they set up the disease was a little like misleading. Essentially, when you
we
get
all
to,
have it now.
essentially when you get to a certain stage of the disease, it just continually keeps doing damage to you every day until you die.
Got you.
And then once
So
you
it
die,
will-
Oh, so you could, in theory, perpetually stay alive with a disease.
Correct.
Or does it compound?
it does compound. It does get worse and worse and worse.
Okay.
But you could heal it still until you just take all of your HP at once.
So, like, if you're in a sanatorium, somebody could just keep healing him every day as he's getting pounded by this. He's down with the sickness.
Yeah.
Oh, he's for sure down with the sickness. Wow.
So we're going to a potential ghoul dungeon.
we all had to
before we
try
go
it.
box.
So
I'm
you
cool
guys
with
are,
that. That's like my whole bread and butter.
so you guys are going to the sanatorium first.
Yeah.
Well, the guy in town.
and vendor, and then
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's going to be like a.
Yeah.
We all know
But
it's
yeah,
going to be like a
like a
1 minute
sanatorium.
discussion, but.
Okay,
Yeah, and we're gonna go kill Mephistocore,
What?
hopefully.
you said that's your bread and
we'll
butter.
make it an hour-long discussion.
What about
Yeah.
my bread and butter?
You said was your bread and butter.
no,
No.
Oh.
Undead dungeon is my bread and butter.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Samesies.
I thought down with the sickness was your bread and butter.
No,
You
I have
could-
so many
Come on,
spells and things that will just kill everything.
I
Uh,
have a vitalizing rune now, so
I could just beat on things and hope.
all right. Great
This is
session
great.
today, right?
Damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it.
God.
Holy smoke, the webs of mystery. I'm enjoying it. I gotta say, I love sitting at the spot I'm sitting at. So interesting seeing you guys theorize about stuff.
You know, we haven't seen anything from Crow, and that worries me.
Everyone at home, you are also welcome to, if you want to submit your theories as to what's going on as well. We are open to it, unless of course you've read the adventure. Then don't be a dick, but or played it before and remember. I have made some changes and some tweaks because this is definitely not the vanilla run of Rise of the Runelords. But just so you guys know, you're going to be running southeast. You're going to be following the Lost Coast Road for a little bit, which will take you through Cougar Creek.
Mhm.
And then you guys would kind of scale along the side of the mountain. There's like a little path along the side of the mountain range that's there, and you would follow it and down further south. It's kind of near Ashen Rise is where Habe's Sanatorium is going to be.
wait, didn't the note mention Cougar Creek?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I
we
said if
also
you're
are-
gonna.
We
Yeah.
should stop by the barn then, right?
Yeah.
Get it
Yeah.
while we're going.
And also, on a good note, at least we have no threats coming from the south.
Yeah.
No reason to believe there might be anything south of town that might attack us.
It's definitely not the direction that Kuri and Uno came
Don't worry,
from.
there.
Nah. Nothing.
Oh, what the fuck? Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no.
So next week, I was thinking about having some sort of like end episode stinger sort of deal. I was gonna do like a scene of something, but you guys still have to go fight. Still wanting to go fight Malfeshnikor, so I won't. I don't want to incidentally spoil anything yet. So
Love it.
all right. Thank you all to everyone who joined us tonight. Got a nice little extra long one, even though my internet went out like twice, which was really fucking weird. Lucid Jester, thank you so much for the raid. That was very, very kind of you.
Yay!
As well as the follow from Ivacums was the only thing I can guess. So thank the both of you. I hope you enjoyed yourselves with this. And thank you, my beautiful, wonderful players. You guys killed it tonight. Top of your game for that role playing. I loved it.
I think it's the most Gryffindor's ever spoken ever.
True. Yeah, he's just like,
You got a mystery
That's
boner, bud.
yeah, we all do.
Same.
So join us next week. We'll be continuing this. Sounds like our heroes are going to be going to the sanatorium first. Well, the main thing is going to be the sanatorium, but with the
You know how many dungeons? How many RPGs have sanatoriums as dungeons? All of them.
So glad that
fucking
we get
mental
to go
health
beat up
crisis
some
in
mental
Delirium.
people.
We're Batman.
Unfortunately, there are a lot of, well, I'm not going to get into it. Anyways, once again, thank you all. Thank you so much. Anything you find peoples would like to say before we close her out?
Yeah, as always, thank you to our wonderful DM for spinning this mystery for us to have arguments over because we're too stupid to figure it out. So thank you much for that.
I can't take all the credit. Of course, a lot of it does go to the writers.
No, you did it.
Runelords.
I like that you wrote it all.
Yeah, fuck no. But
Back when you were
Just
No.
lie. Take credit, dude.
no way am I gonna do that, especially on stream. But yes, thank you, and thank you, everyone. So have a wonderful night. We'll go ahead and raid out. I'll figure out who we're gonna raid in the meanwhile. Otherwise, we love you. Keep tight.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah,
And
we'll,
peace be the journey, bitches.
we'll see you next week.
Hell yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.